So there's a bunch of lies and common myths and things like that, just complete BS that's been going around on social media and on YouTube and on Instagram and all this stuff about the fitness industry and like certain things that they'll say. And I have a broken down list of about 5 things that are complete and utter BS and they're myths, and I'm going to go over them and talk about them to clear up your mind. I've done research on all of this stuff. Even though I may not link the research and stuff, I've completely done all the research and most of it's been tested by me. I've done all these things that I'm talking about. So there's literally no reason that these things should be or are true. So just go ahead and take my word for it. If you don't believe it, go look it up yourself. That's up to you. So these aren't in any particular order, but one of the very first things I want to talk about that really, really gets on my nerves sometimes is that you don't have to push to failure in training. Sam Sulik once said that he was talking or whatever, he mentioned that it doesn't make sense to not push as hard as you can. He framed it some way like saying, it doesn't make sense to say, I feel like I would get more out of this workout by not pushing as hard as I can. In fact, I think it's the opposite. I think that every single time you go into the gym, you need to be taking at least one of your sets to absolute failure. And I mean, like, if you have a gym partner or something and you're doing, like, let's say you're doing easy bar bicep curls. If your gym partner isn't pushing you literally just inches and inches up, and then by the time you're done, he's literally helping you move the weight because you're literally just moving your arms at this point, and you're, like, sweating, you're almost crying, you're so fatigued, your arms are on fire, everything hurts, and your muscle feels like it's about to explode, you're not pushing hard enough. I feel like most of the people that say they don't make progress in the gym are just complaining, and it's just their way of getting out of pushing and training hard. If you are actually giving everything you have to the gym, everything you have to your diet, and all of this stuff, and you're not seeing results, you're lying. Somewhere in those list of things, you're lying and you're failing. And you're not pushing to failure in the gym. You need to be achieving failure in the gym all the time. You need to be pushing as hard as you can. You need to be breaking past your limits because that's the whole point of the gym. If you don't do all that, then your muscles won't grow and you'll be the exact same. I know this because I did this for 6 years of my life. I thought that doing the same weight with the same amount of reps every single day was going to benefit me. It did literally nothing. It kept me in relative shape, but I didn't look great either because my diet wasn't good. I wasn't doing good on my diet. So you have to be pushing to failure. That is one thing that is definitely a myth, is that you don't have to push to failure. I would say you should always push to failure, no matter what. The next thing is that a calorie is just a calorie. That is complete crap, and I've never heard a more false statement in my life. I don't mean to be that guy, but I mean, think about it. Think about it just for a minute. Like, yes, if you eat 3,000 calories and you only burn 2,800 calories and you do that forever, you're going to gain weight. If you only eat 2,900 calories and you burn 3,000 calories, you're going to lose weight, and all of that's going to be steady. But if you just eat 3,000 calories worth of pizza and ice cream and all that, you're going to gain fat as well. You're not just gaining muscle, not even depending on how hard you train. If you're pushing to failure, even in all of that, and you're still eating like that, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep putting more fat and more sugar into your body, and that's not good. You're literally putting more sugar and carbs in your body that aren't even good for you, mind you. So your body's going to do with that what it needs, and it's going to end up storing that excess sugar, that excess fat, because there's no reason for it. Even if you are bulking. If you're on a bulk, you can just eat whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Now, if you're eating as clean as you possibly can until you get to 2,800 calories and you have to eat 3,000, eating 200 calories worth of candy or whatever, or ice cream, is not going to kill you. I wouldn't suggest doing it all the time. I would definitely try to reach your macros and reach your calorie count in whole foods, in whole, real good foods, because that's going to benefit you a lot more. But here and there, no, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to completely wreck your gym progress. It might make you feel a little sluggish, but it is what it is. But a calorie isn't just a calorie because that calorie may have extra crap in it. That calorie may be lab grown. Like, if you have a Mountain Dew, and a Mountain Dew has like 320 calories in it, but if you look on the ingredients, it's water and high fructose corn syrup and a bunch of other random chemicals. That's not food. That's factory made, ultra processed chemicals, and that's not an actual calorie. So you're gonna tell me that this steak right here that has 90 calories is also equal to this Snickers bar that also has 90 calories. You're going to tell me that that is the exact same thing. It's basically what you're telling you when you say a calorie is just a calorie. So a calorie is not a calorie. Eat clean. End of discussion. That is just something that people say when they're trying to cope and they don't want to eat clean. That's literally what it is. The third thing, people say cardio kills gains. It is a myth, but it's only a myth to an extent. Because basically, if you're training super hard in your intensity of cardio, it might kill your gains. If you're running sprinting miles for your cardio, there's a chance that it could potentially use some of your muscle as fuel to keep continuing to go. And that's not what you want. So what I would suggest doing for that, so your cardio doesn't kill your gains, because people would just say, oh, cardio kills gains, so I'm not going to do cardio. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and that's completely and utter ridiculous. I do cardio and I'm in a bulk. So I mean, take it or leave it on what you want, but that's how it is. What I would suggest doing if you're really afraid of cardio killing your gains is I would do less intense cardio, but I would lengthen the amount of cardio you do. So instead of running for 10 minutes, I would walk for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. I would walk at an incline at a steady pace. That's what I would do to combat the cardio kills gains thing. Because yeah, I've seen it. Sometimes when people just do cardio, when you just run, and you're not doing any type of lengthy cardio, then what's the point? You're just gonna end up burning everything. It doesn't matter. You're doing a purge on your body and what you have inside your body. Now, I'm not saying don't go for runs. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I would suggest doing more lengthy cardio, less intense. The fourth thing is that people are judging you in the gym. Honestly, people are probably just judging themselves in the gym. I've never went to the gym once and been judged or been judging someone. I know that because I can tell, and most of the people I go with are completely honest. I go to a really nice gym, super chill people. Most of them are really successful, and I guarantee you they're just judging themselves. They're too busy about what they look like versus thinking about what you look like. The only time I've ever had somebody judge me is when they come up to me and say that I look really good, and the same vice versa. I've told people that they look fantastic in their progress all the time, and that's not judging them. That's just giving them a compliment. You may judge yourself against them, and that's what some people do. It just happens. I guarantee you 98.999% of the time you go to the gym, nobody's going to judge you, and almost 100% of the time, nobody's ever going to say anything about it, even if they are judging you. So it doesn't matter. Also, what do you care what they think? You're trying to get better anyway. You're at least at the gym. So other people aren't judging you. No big deal. You're good. Go to the gym, do you, be successful. The very last thing, it sucks. I'm not going to lie. It's not great. Because a part of me didn't want to say this because I have this problem. But you're not always going to hit your target and your goals in the gym. It's not always going to happen. Now, I'm not saying that, don't try as hard as you possibly can to reach your goals, but I'm saying that it is really hard to achieve every single goal you set for yourself. Now, definitely try it to prove me wrong on that, but there's been tons of times where I've seen so many people miss their mark, miss their weight, miss their whatever the case is. It just sucks. It's going to happen. Be prepared for failure, but don't expect failure. That's my wisdom to you on that. Now, do try as hard as you can to meet your goals and definitely go push, but don't beat yourself up when you don't hit the full goal. I know it sucks. I know that it's just going to discourage you, but just plan for failure, but don't expect failure. That's what I've learned in my 10 years of going to the gym. That's all you can do. And you just got to keep going as well. You can't give up when you don't hit your goal. Sometimes you just gotta, as my friend likes to say, gritty on the situation and just keep moving forward. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. If you want to hear more about this stuff, you can go ahead and subscribe. You'll see more content on your page or whatever. If you want, I have one-on-one coaching calls to teach you everything I possibly know about weightlifting, about getting big, about getting strong. If not, you can continue to watch these videos. If so, you can go in a link in the description. We'll get those one-on-one calls, schedule the call, we'll talk, we'll get you everything you want to know. If not, I'm going to keep posting these videos regardless if you want me to or not. You guys have a blessed day. Amen.